Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Welcome to another series from Cancer Talk with Dignite. So, we have a very special guest with us joining us today for this interview. We have Mr. Shrenik Shah. Just to give you a little bit of a background, Mr. Shrenik Shah is from Ahmedabad. He had been diagnosed with throat cancer about 22 years ago. And after he has gone through this ordeal, he has successfully overcome this challenge. And also, he has taken up a new challenge of wanting to help as many cancer patients as he can. So he has set out on a challenge to help close to 1 million cancer patients. And I'm very happy to share that so far he has touched more than 15,000 lives in the last 2 decades. So, congratulations to you, sir. I think that is some really great work. And apart from this work, he's also an entrepreneur with his business across many countries. And over the last decades, he has traveled to more than 35 countries, where not only from a business standpoint, but he's also a motivational speaker who motivates cancer patients across many countries. So, with that, I welcome you, sir, for the interview. Thank you so much for your time to join us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, let's get on with the interview, sir. To start off with, could you help us understand before you were diagnosed with cancer, what were the initial symptoms for throat cancer that you specifically faced?
Well, this is quite a long story, but I will try to brief uh, shortly. Till 1996, I was being like you and all other human beings, and in fact, I'm into international business, exports, and was traveling to many countries for sports and also sometimes for my pleasure as well. And in 1996, I found that I was losing my voice. Really, it was for 32%, and then subsequently it got down, and at the same time I started losing my weight. I lost my weight by around 10 kilos by that time, and on top of that I had a severe problem of the breathing. In fact, uh, like cancer, throat cancer, but actually to be more precise, I had cancer of larynx, that means vocal folds cancer, and I had a tumor uh, on top of vocal cord, and that was blocking the opening of my windpipe, and tumor was so large that I could hardly breathe, and
Mhm.
it was like I'm into swimming pool and unable to swim, or rather I don't know how to swim, and that was the condition I had because of this particular tumor. So earlier I went to ENT surgeons. They did endoscopy, but unfortunately they could not diagnose the development of the cancer and admit the able to diagnose the cancer was developing probably uh, my vocal folds or larynx could have been saved, but
Mhm.
nevertheless, that's fine. I mean, it happens,
Okay.
and as a matter of fact, because of that, you know, my voice is now my identity. People, when I call somebody, they know for sure without giving my name that I'm Shrenik Shah.
That's great. So, how did the process of diagnosis? So, like you mentioned, you went to an ENT first, and it couldn't get diagnosed. So, how was the diagnosis process?
Well, in August, end of August, I had started. commit blood in my sputum. I went on to my physician and he said that something unusual, something serious is going on and I prefer not to wait anymore and he took the appointment of surgical oncologist. I visited the oncologist, he examined me and on the basis of my breathlessness and nearly whispering voice, he said that it is
Hmm.
not good to wait anymore. So you get admitted, and we will be doing laryngoscopy the next day. And I got admitted, and my wife accompanied me, and he performed the laryngoscopy. During the laryngoscopy, the tumor was so large and as it was blocking quite larger portion of my windpipe opening. The windpipe opening was as small as the bomb pen. So I admire the decision of my cancer surgeon that he immediately took bold decision and in first instance he did trauma which is called tracheostomy. So it's like a 1 inch diameter hole the
Hmm.
my neck here and so this is the alternative of breathing for entire life. I no more use nose for my breathing and that placed me in a comfortable condition and my breathlessness problem was solved for the lifetime. So and
Okay.
at the same time it did biopsy. It was sent for the analysis during those days. Biopsy reports were coming after 3 more days and the report came was larynx cancer in a very advanced stage and in about another 4 days time. So I would say in total 7 days time I had undergone total laryngectomy with the partial removal of thyroid as well.
Okay. So, during the point where you went to the oncologist and figured that there was a likely tumor in the throat, so what were your initial thoughts? Because that is a big news that you might have received at that point in time.
Since breathing problem was so acute and since I could start breathing myself and my family members they were at ease and know, that was really no fear of survival because I could easily started breathing. So that was the case, and I would say I have inherited this wealth, being fearless from my father, and so I there was. Uh, 0% of the fear or kind of inconvenience or I mean there was no stress at all on myself, on my wife and even my two sons, Maulik and Akhil.
Okay, okay. So now that's really great to know, sir. And regarding the treatment stage, right? So how long did the treatment last in terms of in the number
Uh,
of months?
but I was in hospital nearly for 8 to 10 days, right from endoscopy till I got discharged after the total laryngectomy, and then 1 week was laryngectomy. I had to undergo radiation, which I got it done in JCRI, that is Gujarat Cancer and Research Institute here in Ahmedabad. At that particular time, the radiation treatment was given only by JCRI, and I had total 30 rounds of radiation. So it took about nearly 40 days. It started something somewhere around 17th of September, and
Mhm.
by end of October it was completed. And for the month of November, I was taking rest at home, and then December I started I going back to work, and I was working all day. The, when this particular uh, surgery was done, I was 44. My son, my two sons, one Maulik was 21, and Ankit was 19. So my priorities were different because I wanted them to get settled. They were both studying. I mean,
Mhm.
circumstances itself, made me bold, strong, fearless, and well, as a matter of fact, right from beginning of my professional career, I am workaholic. So I started working full day in from December 1997.
Okay, so it's great to know that you managed not only your personal life but also professional responsibilities through the entire journey. That's great to know. And also, you did mention something about yoga, like how you started doing yoga and from an overall rejuvenation standpoint and how that helped you. Could you talk a little more about that?
Yeah, well, there was a specific purpose for me that why I indulged into yoga in 2012. I had a stroke on my right side,
Hmm.
and I had undergone medication. And one of my friends suggested that why don't you try with the yoga? And then I joined yoga class, and in yoga particularly there are, I mean, quite number of physical exercise, but one of the important exercise is breathing, inhaling, and exhaling, and that is how you connect your head and heart. By breathing,
Mhm.
you are giving good amount of oxygen, which gives you positive, which gives you strength, which gives you more strength, and you stay positive and stronger and healthy throughout the day.
Yeah.
So that was the reason I had started yoga.
Now, let us move on to the mission that you set for yourself, which is dedicated to the will to win. So, could you talk? So, when did you decide to take up this mission? And also, could you elaborate a bit more on this vision?
But you know the word cancer, itself is quite. I would say the disease is a quite dreadful disease, and when somebody is undergoing the diagnosis for the cancer, it's like a huge trauma. And so what I did is I spoke to my cancer surgeon, and I told him like I would like to counsel cancer patients because I know what the trauma is, and so every Tuesday and even Fridays during OPD I was going to the private hospital where my cancer surgeon is head of the department, and
Mhm.
the cancer patients uh, were required the counseling. I was counseling on one-to-one basis, and honestly, after counseling, I felt myself that this is the work I must continue in a larger way, and that's how I started speaking in a cancer support group. I made on Facebook something like. I'm connected with something like more than 15,000 cancer patients and caregivers worldwide. I'm very active on a number of social medias like Facebook, Twitter,
Mhm.
Instagram, and things like that. So that I and based on my self experience, I keep on giving. keep on giving, motivating them, and
Okay.
that's how the things occurred. And then in 2016, I was in London for 6 months, and there also I continued the same work of motivating English people. I got connected with a number of like-minded people in London, and then I made up my mind that I must do on my best to motivate the cancer patients worldwide, and this itself inspired me to touch
Hmm.
uh, 1 million patients with the ends of hope to hold, heal, comfort, and
Hmm.
protect cancer patients to lead an excellent life after cancer.
That's wonderful, sir. I think it's a very noble cause, and we wish you. I think we sincerely hope that you are able to achieve your objective of touching 1 million cancer patients. So, based on all the wisdom, so as to say, that you've been able to collect in your last 2 decades of working with patients and also your own experience, if you have to say if you have to give some useful advice or tips to cancer patients, newly diagnosed patients who are watching this video, what would that be?
Well, there are not one, not two, not three, but there are four tips I would like.
Okay.
Well, once you diagnosed with cancer, it's like not end of the life. There is always a pretty good life or a healthy life to live on after cancer, provided you are really bound to fight cancer like anything, unless and until you do not have inner I would say inner strength to fight it. That really plays a very big role. And let me share one more question. So you need to build a bridge between it and heart, and the pillars are like acceptance of the disease, confidence, troubleshooting, and being strong, and to fight cancer with all possible ways. And another important aspect is do not expect sympathy from anybody. On the contrary, lead absolutely normal life without fear, and like what you were doing before cancer, and that is how you need to lead the life. On top of it, when when you with the bridge on these five pillars: acceptance, confidence, uh, courage, troubleshooting, that is also you need to surface your bridge with the factor of gratitude. Be kind, and be pass on credit to others who have come across during your journey toward towards another very important and vital point. You know, the web browsers are really a good piece of information pertaining to cancer and all the number of disease. But let us not forget that this web browser can provide information, but they cannot treat cancer. So
True.
what you have to do is you must you must follow up with the oncologists, trust oncologists, and let them do their work, because web browsers are not going to treat you in any way. So that is important part in the life.
True.
One must go for timely diagnosis and completing entire treatment well in time, because unless and until you don't do that, there are many more complications. And last but nevertheless, once you are diagnosed with the cancer, if you don't have a habit of smoking or taking alcohol or drinking alcohol, one must quit it because unless you don't quit, there are, I would say, 99% of possibility that that is going to be recurrent cancer.
Mhm.
So quitting smoking and tobacco in all forms and quitting alcohol is equally important. And to my opinion, if one can quit smoking and alcohol, I believe that that is the best gift to your wife, to your spouse, and to your children. I mean that cannot be a better gift than quitting smoking and alcohol.
True, true, sir. Absolutely. So I think those are some very good tips and advice that you've given for new patients or caregivers who are watching this video, and I'm sure they'll find your journey to be inspirational at the same time your tips to be very practical and useful as well. So with that, I thank you, sir, for coming on to this interview. I really appreciate you taking time off and speaking with us. And to the other viewers who are watching this video, I'm going to paste all the relevant links in the description of this video so that in case if you want to reach out to Mr. Shrenik, you could easily do that.